Alrighty, this is the Barra Turbo XF Falcon. It's got a BF Barra Turbo in it, stock turbo, and just a Haltech Elite 2500 ECU, controlling everything. Now, this video will just be about getting the original temperature gauge to work using the original XF cluster. This can work for XD XE XF and all the Fairlane equivalents. You just need to use the correct temperature sender for the ohm range for your gauge. You could possibly run it through a DPO that your ECU controls to drive the gauge that way, but we're just going to use the original temperature sensor, or sender I should say, from the XF engine. We're going to drill and tap under the existing thermostat housing on the B series motor, and we'll play on from there. Now, the original XF temperature sender from the 250 crossflow motor, 3.3 or 4.1, this one in particular is just a terminal like this, so you push the cable connector on, and it is a 1/8 NPT, I think 27, but yeah, 1/8 NPT, so national pipe tapered thread. So here, the closest I could get for the correct hole for that is I think 8.5 mil. So I've drilled that out in the drill press. I'm going to tap it with this cheap Chinesium tap, and we'll see how we go. So for some reason, someone wanted my tapping wrench more than I did because I can't find it anywhere. So I've just gotten lucky enough using this, what is a 7 mil open end spanner. So I'm using plenty of cutting fluid, going 2 full turns and 1 full turn backwards just to cut the thread. It's aluminium, so you don't have to go too hard. That being said, don't obviously over tighten the sender when you put it in, because you probably destroy the thread. I chose to drill the hole closer to the outlet side of the bottom of the thermostat housing because I have infrastructure such as pipes and cooling lines that run close to the block, and I didn't want the sensor to foul on that. So as you can probably tell, it's a tapered thread. It shouldn't require any sealant or any thread tape. If you do need it, there's nothing wrong with that, but it means you've probably drilled too big of a hole for your initial tap, or it's a bit crooked. But that should just go in there fairly easily like so, and it starts to tighten up. So it's pretty tight as is, and obviously I'll get a wrench on it and crank it. And with that cranked in position, I'll also be able to just bolt it into the vehicle. You probably could test this by putting it in a bit of boiling water whilst connected to the car without the thermostat housing, obviously, but I don't really have any doubt. This was a working spare beforehand, and if I was really going to be testing anything, it'd be the integrity of the wiring, which I've rewired, so I'm not too stressed about that either. So that's the finished product there. So there you can see the lug. The original factory wiring nearly makes it, but I just used a 2-pair extension anyway, just to add a bit more tail, so we're not pulling on things excessively tight. But we'll go test that now, and I'll probably just get a lighter and just heat up the bottom of the aluminium, just so we can see some sort of gauge deflection, and then I'm confident we've got it sorted. So as we can see in here, the car's running, and we've got a slight bit of deflection on the gauge there. It's obviously not much because the car just started up, but that now proves that we basically have a working temperature gauge. And it's pretty damn close to what the ECU indicates as well, which I'm happy with that. And just to prove that, we'll turn the car off and key off, and we get that deflection. So I'm very happy with that.